The Ethics Commissioner can only do her job if the government ministers actually provide her accurate information. And we know that didn't happen because the Finance Minister was fined for breaking the law. Now, yesterday he said that the problem is that other people just don't understand how it works. Right. Well, we know how it's supposed to work. Finance Ministers should not be able to have direct control over assets that they own while they regulate and legislate in those very areas that their companies operate in. So a very simple question for the Prime Minister. When was he made aware that the Finance Minister still owns shares in Morneau Shepell?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Again, Mr. Speaker, the members of this House of Commons rely on the excellent work done by the Commissioner to ensure that all the rules are followed, that all the safeguards are in place to uphold the highest level of trust that Canadians have given to each of the 338 members who sit in this House. The personal and nasty attacks by the members opposite to try and lower Canadians' confidence in our institutions is quite frankly what they rejected after 10 years of that.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition Order, allow.
We rely on the Ethics Commissioner to do her job, and she relies on ministers of the Crown to be honest and open with what they hold in their hands. And that's something that this Finance Minister has failed to do. So again, to the Prime Minister, on what date was he made aware that the Finance Minister failed to disclose his corporation in France?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, once again, we hear from these Conservatives thinly veiled attacks on the quality of work done by the Ethics Commissioner, which, quite frankly, is no surprise, because for 10 years, those members were part of a government that attacked the Elections Commissioner, that attacked Supreme Court justices, that attacked information commissioners, privacy commissioners, that attacked the parliamentary budget officer, that attacked anyone who got in their way of ramming through their views of things. We respect Parliament.
Order. I'd ask the member for Banff-Airdrie and others not to be talking or yelling when someone else has the floor. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the only people in this House right now that don't respect the work of the Ethics Commissioner are the ministers of the Crown and the Finance Minister, who failed to disclose, who hid his corporation in France, and who has now been fined for breaking the law. Now, he has failed to be open about his many assets. He has failed to answer simple questions about what he owns and why he structured it in the way he has. We're still going to ask some very simple questions. Can the Prime Minister tell us if the Ethics Commissioner has been informed of the Finance Minister's recusals from the two meetings that he claims that he recused himself from?
Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, as I've done a couple of times, but I think it's important to do, particularly today when so many young people are in this House today watching the workings of our Parliament, is to explain that it is perfectly normal and even important for the opposition to be asking difficult questions of a government. That's at the core of what we have as a government. But it's also, because of the nature of those attacks, important to have independent commissioners in which we can all have confidence to ensure that the rules are followed in the appropriate manner. That is what we is always doing. What is coming from the opposition is noise.